没有声音哎。嗯 完了会不会有事儿？我说现在还不来，会不会有事儿要公布？那他为什么现在还不来？是不是在里面交代说我们来了？
各位记者朋友，大家下午好。
没有声音。
欢迎大家参加商务部例行新闻发布会。今天我没有需要向大家进行主动通报的信息。下面我愿意回答记者朋友们提出的问题。下面请提问。第二排这位女士。
谢谢发言人。新华社记者提问：美国总统特朗普日前表示非常欢迎中方想要达成一个贸易协定以及冷静处理分歧的态度，请问商务部对此如何评价？谢谢。
What's your comment? Thank you for your question. We have already expressed our attitude and position. We are opposed to acceleration of the trade war, and we urge the two sides to sit down. Solve the issue through consultation. The acceleration of trade war is no good for China nor the U.S., not to mention the interest and benefit of the entire world. We have noticed the expresses and attitude of the U.S. side, and would like to see the U.S. to move towards China and to work together to on the basis of equality and respect to find a solution. Thank you. Next question, please. And that lady on the third row.
CBC 记者提问。
I'm with CBC, and my question is that President Trump at the weekend said that there was a phone call from the China side to the U.S. trade representative and would like to continue the trade talk. Is this confirmed? And the second question is that on the morning of Wednesday, there was a report released by the European Union Commerce Ministry and about the credibility system established by China, and it's related to the unreliable entity list released by the Ministry of Commerce. Is this correct? And would the foreign companies be added to that unreliable entity list? The last question is that what's your comment on the credibility system? How would that affect foreign companies in China? Thank you for your question. Regarding the first question you mentioned, trade teams of the two sides have been maintaining a constructive and efficient communication. There's no details to be released at the moment. And at the meantime, there's unreliable information and rumors. For issues pertaining to trade and business, we will only release the factors that have been proved to help people to understand what's actually been happening. And pertaining to your second question, we have seen relative reports about concerns showed by the West that this entity list will be used as a tool against foreign invested companies. And about the credibility list or the system, I don't know about the details. If you could present more details, we could help to confirm the details. However, based on my knowledge about the unreliable entity list, this is a different issue, a separate issue. What I would like to stress is that the Chinese government is pressing ahead with the credibility system of enterprises with the aim to create a transparent and ruled by law, as well as a predictable business environment. And we will do our best to ensure the IP and intellectual property, as well as the legal rights of the companies to govern and conduct and carry out practices according to law, and treat all the companies, whether it's foreign invested or Chinese invested, the same, without any bias, not to mention any regulations against Western or foreign invested companies. So that should release the concerns. And that's the question, please. Thank you. I'm with Phoenix TV. So my question is that pertaining to the extra tariffs on the worth of 550 billion worth US dollar of goods, has there been any countermeasures being taken or planned? Thank you for your question. China has abundant measures to counter that effect. However, under the current situation, what we should first concern is about the removal of that tariff or further tariffs on that worth of 550 billion US dollar goods. And we have been conducting a serious consultation with the US side. As we have repetitively repeated and stressed, the acceleration of the trade war is no good for the benefit of the Chinese people as well as the US, not to mention the entire world. So thank you very much. And that lady on the fourth row, please. Thank you. On with Economic Daily. So the question is that as the trade war accelerated, would that cause any serious or severe impact on Chinese economy? Thank you for your question. China's economy has been turning from high-speed growth to high-quality growth. And we have seen the momentum being changed. We have embraced a really a foundation of strength and solid foundation for economic growth. And we are confident that we are able to ensure the basic foundations and to embrace and enjoy a steady growth. Thank you very much. That American journalist, James, please.
Sorry, just a question on the calls that have been happening. President Trump said last week that there have been multiple calls between the US and China on trade. Can you confirm that comment and give us any details about who spoke to who and when? And also, will the talks that are planned for September go ahead? And do you have any more details on that? Thank you.
Regarding the question you mentioned about the conversations they had, I have already commented on that. And pertaining to the question regarding the talks in September and the talk that will be held in the US, it's still in process and it's an ongoing discussion. We will release any information when it's confirmed. And what most important at the moment is that for us to see and for two sides to ensure sufficient environment for and conditions for that talk to continue. Thank you. So next question, please. Thank you. I'm with China Daily.
白宫经济顾问库德洛近期在接受外媒采访中表示，中美双方本周将再次通话。请问商务部这是否属实？若属实，未来通话可能涉及哪些内容？库德洛在接受采访中同时表示，期待中国经贸团队在9月赴美谈判。请问商务部下一步谈判的具体安排是什么？谢谢。
ongoing and the future meetings. Thank you for your question. As I just said, the two-side trade teams have been maintaining efficient conversation and consultation. Regarding the trade talk in September, it's still in discussion, and the most important thing is to create sufficient condition for the two sides to continue the trade talk. And we have noticed that statement made by Mr. Kudrow, and we believe that if the Chinese team go to the US to continue the talk, the two sides should and shall provide sufficient condition for the two sides to continue efficient talk. And next question, please. Thank you. That gentleman on the third row, please. Thank you. I'm with Global Times. President Trump recently urged the manufacturers of the U.S. to move away from China or move to somewhere else or relocate. What's your comment on that? Thank you very much. China and the U.S. are important trade partners to each other and a source of investment to each other. The interest and the benefit have been deeply entwined and mutually interdependent. The tie between the two sides is not that easy to be severed, as willfully should be. If anyone would like to or try to forcefully sever the two sides, that will harm the two sides, not just the benefit or the interest of the enterprises in the U.S. as well as the interest of the people in the U.S., not to mention the prosperity of world economy and the manufacturing industry of the world. We have seen opposition protest and statement from all walks of life towards that statement. This is not a zero-sum competition. We shall become a reciprocate partner for the two sides. We welcome enterprises from around the world, including enterprises from the U.S., to come to China, invest in China, and to do business in China. We will continue to provide good business conditions for all of them. Thank you. And that gentleman on the fourth row, please. Thank you, Mr. Spokesperson. I'm on the South China Morning Post. I have three questions. The first is regarding the trade talk. It has been 2 weeks since August the 13th. I would like to ask if there had been a second phone call with Mr. Liu He and Lighthizer. And the second question is that the soybean, where it has been called the common denominator between China and the U.S. However, it has been included into the added tariffs list against the U.S. Will that become a tool for the countermeasure against the U.S. tariff added on the Chinese goods? So the third question is that the tariffs will be added back to cars and automobile parts that's manufactured in the U.S. That would include brands from Europe. Would the duties be exempted from those European brands? So thank you for your question. Regarding the first question, as I've just said, there's no further details to share with you. Regarding the second question, last Friday, some of the U.S. exported items are put back to the list of the tariffs. This is a countermeasure that not out of will carried out by China. So we hope the U.S. side will carry out necessary measures so that this trade war will not be accelerated further. And for your third question, it's governed by the State Council's relevant department. We would release any further information if it's confirmed. Thank you. I'm with Reuters. So the question is still pertaining to the conversation between the trade teams. We have also been asking the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Their reply is that they are not aware of that talk. So I would like to ask the Ministry of Commerce, has there been any details about that phone call? You mentioned there were rumors or sayings, and also, as you said, President Trump said there has been a phone call. Was it regarded to this phone call? And another question is regarding that last Friday, Mr. President Trump said about that another tariffs. And has China been planning any countermeasures, and what will they be? Thank you. Thank you for your question. I have actually answered all of them previously. Regarding the phone call, I've already commented on that. At the moment, there's no further details to share. Regarding the countermeasures, I remember that I've received a question from the journalist from Phoenix TV. Thank you. So that journalist on the third row, please. Thank you. I'm with
看到近日猪肉的价格一直持续维持在高位。那么随着猪肉消费旺季的到来，您如何看待猪肉后续价格的走势？商务部又会做出哪些措施来维持市场的供应？谢谢。
Would you comment on that? What would the Ministry of Commerce to do to maintain the price? Thank you for your questions. The supply of pork is ensured in the Chinese market. Ministry of Commerce will follow up with necessary issues and to ensure the supply, to increase the supply in the meat market. And will also give guidance in the manufacturing, the supply and distribution industry to ensure the connection between the supply and the distribution is smooth. And furthermore, we will also follow the rules of the market and ensure the supply. However, all in all, we will carry out different measures to ensure the supply of pork in the market. Thank you. So I am with China Business Network. What is your comment on the trade talk between South Korea and Japan? And do you think the trade talk with the US will affect that talk? And what are the measures will the Ministry of Commerce to carry out to ensure the result of that two talks? Regarding the talks you mentioned, the parties that participate in these two talks are working hard to ensure there will be constructive results. And regarding the RCEP, the sides participating in the talk are showing strong willingness to conclude that talk before the end of the year at the ministerial level meetings held in Beijing. And all of the sides showed their willingness and commitment to ensure a conclusion before the end of the year. China will continue to carry out this constructive roles in this talk to support ASEAN countries has a strong say and role in this talk. And pertaining to the China, South Korea and Japan talk, at last week's talk, the ministries from the three sides all expressed their commitment to ensure that free trade talk will have a constructive result, to ensure there will be a high-level, reciprocate and valuable agreement between the three sides.
发言人您好，香港中评社记者提问，有两个问题，第一个是关于近日呢，美国商务部收到超过130个向华为出售产品的许可申请，但是特朗普政府呢还没有发放任何的许可，请问中国商务部对此有何评论？第二个问题是关于最近日本将韩国从贸易白色名单当中移除，对于近来的日韩经贸摩擦，中国商务部有何态度，以及如何评估中日韩自贸区的谈判前景？
Issue between Japan and South Korea, and what is your comment? Thank you for your question. Regarding the first question, we have noticed relevant reports which shows that in a lot of areas, Chinese companies and US companies have already established a reciprocate and interdependent relationship, imposing a trade war on Chinese companies will harm the US companies, and we urge that the US side to immediately and quickly remove those
关于提到的第二个问题，
suppression on Chinese companies. And regarding the second question, the three countries are important trade partners and business partners as well as neighbors.
和睦相处。
We hope that the neighbors would ensure a peaceful friendship and relationship. Japan and South Korea are all countries with sufficient wisdom to understand the importance of these trade partners. We hope that the three sides will ensure and increase ensure the multilateral business and trade partnership and ensure a steady growth of business and trade between the two sides of the world, which will benefit the three sides as well. And regarding the free trade zone talk, I have already commented on that. Thank you. And James, please.
Thank you. You said earlier that China has ample tools to retaliate against the most recent tariff hike by the US on Saturday, but China prefers or thinks that we should discuss removing the new tariffs instead. Are you saying that you're not going to retaliate against the newest US tariffs that were announced on Saturday? If that's the case, this will be the first time you haven't retaliated immediately after a US action. Why the change in strategy? Thank you.
您好，就是发言人，您刚刚回答了关于那个特朗普将中国的5500亿产品又要新加关税的问题，然后您说到中国有充足的工具可以反制，但是中方现在觉得更重要的问题是讨论将这些关税取消。那么就是想问一下，您说是不是这个意味着中方现在不会对特朗普新加的这些关税反制？那么就是为什么现在会改变了这个策略？因为之前的时候，中方对所有美方新加的关税都会采取反制措施。谢谢。
Thank you for your question. I have already responded clearly previously. China's countermeasure tools are ample. And under such conditions, in the current situation, we believe that what's most important to discuss is to remove the tariffs added on worth of $550 billion worth of goods, and to ensure that the trade war doesn't accelerate. And regarding this, we have been in conversation with the US side. Thank you. Next question, please. Thank you. I'm with the Shenzhen Satellite TV. So the issue in Hong Kong has been going on and continues. In the long run, would that affect the business with the mainland and with the world? Regarding to that, the spokesperson of the State Council and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has made a comment. So thank you very much. And this journalist, please.
谢谢发言人。央广经济之声记者提问。近来呢，美方不断升级对华的经贸摩擦。那么，请问发言人，中美贸易战是不是已经到了不得不的
conducted by the US has been accelerated? Do you think the trade war is already at the brink of outbreak? Thank you for your question. As I've just said, China opposes the acceleration of the trade war. For the benefit of the two sides, as well as the benefit of the world, we would like to sit down and calm down and take constructive measures to solve this issue. We would like to invite the US side to take constructive measures to solve this issue with China. Any more questions? If not, then that shall be the end of this press conference. Thank you very much.